Welcome to Lewisville!
We love our little town of Lewisville, but it hasn't always been like this. A lot has gone into putting this town on the map.
Like what started with a Native American hunting path called the Warrior Trail. In the mid-1700s, European colonists began to use the trail as a way to travel in search of new settlements. As more settlers began to use the trail, they began to cut down trees, find suitable fords to cross rivers, and overcome obstacles in order for the wagons to pass along the trail, slowly forming the Great Wagon Road.
The Great Wagon Road stopped in northern Virginia but picked up right back here with a new name, the Wagon Road. In general, we still call the whole trail the Great Wagon Road.
By 1765, the trail had become a wagon road. It had been expanded to a width of 10 feet to allow for the passage of horse-drawn carriages.
The Great Wagon Road, also called the Carolina Road or the Philadelphia Road, was crucial to the survival of the western colonial settlements. It was a very important trade route that began in Philadelphia, went through present-day Winston-Salem, Salisbury, and Charlotte, all the way to Augusta, Georgia, to name a few of the bigger cities.
When using the road, Conestoga wagons were used for trade. They carried manufactured goods like axes and traps, which were necessities on the frontier, and were turned with trade goods like animal pelts, but that wasn't the only wagon around.
Standing behind us is the Neeson House. The family it was named after had a significant influence on our community. It was built by George Neeson in 1876, who inherited Neeson Wagon Works.
Founded by John Phillips Neeson in 1834, Neeson Wagon Works was located on the Great Wagon Road in Waughtown, North Carolina, near present-day Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Neeson Wagon Works thrived, creating many wagons that traveled along the Great Wagon Road. In the 1850s, Neeson and his workers made 65 wagons a year. His main competitors only produced 12 a year.
Speaking of competition, how do the Neeson wagons compare to the Conestoga wagons we were just talking about?
The Neeson wagons differ from the Conestoga wagons in that they were lighter and smaller. Tweaking the design of the popular Conestoga wagon, John Phillips Neeson created a wagon that was narrower, shorter, and more maneuverable, but with the load-stabilizing bowed floor. The Conestoga wagons were drawn by a team of 4 to 6 horses, while the Neeson wagon only used 2, due to the size difference, and all for half the price, $53. That's about $1,500 in today's time.
So now that we know where it went and how people traveled it, who traveled it?
Tens of thousands of Germans and Scotch-Irish came and settled in the western Piedmont. Many Moravians also settled here in Bethabara, Bethania, Salem, Salisbury, and Charlotte.
These Moravians had a huge impact on the development of the area. They were the founders of towns and cities here in North Carolina. They also improved and changed the routes of the Great Wagon Road.
The Moravians made a road from here, Lewisville, to Bethabara, North Carolina in November 1753.
In 1759, they made a new road going from Bethania to Bethabara.
Bethabara is just one of the many settlements that grew as a result of the Great Wagon Road.
But the Great Wagon Road was not just instrumental in the founding of settlements and cities. It also played a vital role during the Revolutionary War, when it was used as a supply line for the colonies located in more western areas, especially located in the South.
That's true. In fact, an English lord, Lord Charles Cornwallis, led his army along the road and into North Carolina, hoping that he would be able to break up the Continental Army.
He also wanted to decrease North Carolinian support for the Patriot cause, but he did not succeed in either of these attempts, which led him to realize just how important the Great Wagon Road was.
While his attempts to defeat Nathaniel Greene and his army were unsuccessful, it would have been a greater loss for Cornwallis's troops without the trail, giving them nothing to march along.
The Great Wagon Road was one of the greatest migratory routes in history, bringing thousands of settlers to establish homes and cultures in the South.